Hello everyone, Darren here, and welcome back to episode 3 of my Total War Warhammer 2 Vampire Coast Let's Play as Luthor Harkon. I just want to say thanks so much for the kind words on the first few episodes. I just recorded this after they went out, and the response has been really great so far, so thank you very much, guys. Remember to check the description to find the playlist and any other relevant information. I want to keep mentioning this just because there's always a few that seem to miss it. Everything you need to know, mods, music, PC specs, it's all there in the description for you. Remember as well, if you want to support the series more directly, you can always become a channel member for various benefits, or you can just subscribe to help the series grow. A lot of people I can actually see in the analytics, loads of people who are commenting aren't subscribed. Come on, guys. Episodes are going to be still posted on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and remember to leave comments to give some feedback or suggestions on things you'd like to see me do in this series in the future. So, in the last episode, we fought the Vampire Coast mutineers, but the Cult of Xahutec raced ahead of us and secured their settlement. Tehenna, the legendary lord of the Cult of Xahutec, began then shadowing Luthor Harkon as we sent him back to the Pox Marsh, where we combined our strength and launched a surprise attack back at him. After a decisive victory at sea, we now must race forth into Lustria to wipe out the Cult of Xahutec before they can challenge us again. Meanwhile, we have the Lizardmen of Itza to contend with in the south, so our Vampire Fleet Admiral is rushing south to prepare for an attack back there. And that's kind of where we left off. Now, much like the previous episode, we've kind of done everything we need to do here on turn 16 in the last episode. Not much else to do other than just end the turn, but I've noticed that Penny Wake's loyalty is getting pretty low, and she can raise her loyalty by actually attacking and capturing pirate, or setting up pirate coves. Now, that's not going to happen for a while for her, so I'm actually going to enable the right, the Curse of Eternal Service. Tales of crew who serve under undead pirate captains state that they were press-ganged to remain under the sway of their admiral, not just for decades, but forever. It is best then to embrace such fortune, for fate is rarely kind to deserters. So this is going to give us a 50% chance to gain loyalty every turn, and it's going to last 5 turns. So we should at least get 2, we might get 3. With a really good dice roll, we'll get 5 loyalty. We'll see how it all goes. But it should just keep her from getting lower, at the very least. It stops it from declining. Now, it was 2 grand to do that. But we can also still upgrade our settlement. So we can, we're already leveling up the Blood Swamps, and that's the one I chose to build. I'm going to click into this one, though we might need the money next turn, so I might end up just cancelling it. But I often like to do this. Just get everything building, and if you decide to leave it, if you end up having a windfall of money for some reason, that's great. If not, just cancel the building and you get your money back, right? So there's no problem. And I think that's pretty much it. I don't think there's anything else to do. We could just very quickly take a look over our chapter objectives and see where we're at. So we're after completing the Bane of Eastern Lustria, reach rank 5 with the following character, Luthor Harkon. Once an unknown worldly vampire, Luthor Harkon now casts a dark, twitching shadow across the eastern coast of Lustria. The greater he becomes, the further his influence shall be extended. And we also completed Displays of Might by winning 3 battles. Luthor's murderous personalities might not always concur, but the one thing they can agree on is whether or not to attack when a target presents itself. The answer is often a resounding yes from all sides. That's exactly what happened back up here. So the only one we're missing right now is to research 3 technologies, and of course the primary objective of capturing, looting, raising, or sacking 2 more settlements. So we're well on our way to actually getting all the bonus objectives done at this rate. What we need to do is build up 1,000 infamy to get 2 more technologies, so we'll have to do that with a combination of capturing settlements and raiding. Alright, let's end the turn. Alright, a few different things are kicking off. A plan of action. The night sky bleeds purple. The wind of Shyish is strong, instilling the crew with newfound vigor and strength. Now's the time for action, for conquest, and for using this magical boon to our advantage, should we control the seas or turn our attention to new lands. So, we have sea legs, which means push ahead, campaign movement range 20 for our armies, or landlubber, land a-ho, campaign replenishment rate 20%. Oh man. I think I'm going to go with the replenishment rate, because we did just fight that battle, and we're now force marching to get further in. Of course, faster movement will be pretty beneficial there too, but I don't think 20% is really going to make the difference between getting to a town and not. If we were crossing an ocean or something, maybe. But we're pretty close to where we need to go. So I'm going to take the replenishment because we did take a beating and we're force marching, so we're not going to get that replenishment bonus by moving forward. So we'll go with landlubber. The time's come to make port and build ourselves an empire, conquering new cities and pillaging towns as we go. No hazards shall slow our advance. So what we'll do is we'll turn off Force March. We'll go to here. Actually, we could go to just right here, right on the edge. And we'll encamp.
Get moving.
And doing that should give us a nice big boost to our replenishment rate. We're already gaining 46 per turn just on a standard unit here. But if we go into this, there we go, 53. So nice, look at that. We're basically filling up. Now, as well as that, we could start to get some extra units. We've got 500 gold, and we have 400 coming in. Still, I don't see any army here being generated. And actually, the Temple of Lencon has been raised. Maybe those, maybe the Beastmen did it, because they were up here. Oh yeah, actually, they obviously did. War declared between the Jagged Horn tribe and the cult of Xahutec. So that looks like they just straight away raised it. So now we're kind of racing against the Beastmen to get some war spoils for ourselves. Unfortunately, I was hoping we could then go north and set up a pirate cove, but we can't set up a pirate cove if there's nothing there. So we could occupy it. It is a port, and we'll make some money that way. But I'd actually kind of rather someone else does, and I'll just come in with the pirate cove. That'd be nice. So peace is being negotiated between the Hunts Marshal's expedition and Zlatland. So I was thinking that these guys were going to kind of have their town taken off them because they're actually at war with Norskins, but it looks like they're going to be holding it now for a while. All right, cool. The war rages, I guess, between the Dark Elves and the High Elves.
Magic in purest form.
Still haven't actually seen Lochir Fellheart. There's a Skaven army that's after appearing down here.
Curses.
Ixstone. So, yeah, lots happening. Amanar's attack is still ongoing, I guess, at that place. We have the Cult of Xahutec, Salmiak, just kind of running back. It looks like he's only got 2 units. He was over here. Now that we've surprised them with our war, it looks like they're trying to get back to their town. So we're going to give chase, in a way, with Penny Wake. And, yeah, we'll just get her to hop out and then just go into the town. Perfect.
I have sailed the world.
Alrighty. So let's get some recruitment going with Luthor. We've got 1 unit slot left. We might as well just get another zombie pirate gunnery mob. Why not? So we have got 4 zombie pirate deckhands mob with pole arms. That's our main melee. Then we've got 4 extra melee kind of units here. The Morngulls, the animated hulks, the scurvy dogs. And I guess that's it, actually. And then we have the deck droppers for missiles. So everything else is missile. Alright. Oh, it's worth mentioning as well. I've actually renamed. Can't remember his old name. But now this is now Sir Chris Tiliorn. Because one of our channel members requested a name of a unit. He didn't actually specify a name, so I just went with his username and broke it up and added a Sir at the beginning. But Chris is a long-time channel member, Twitch subscriber, and been around for years. But if anyone else wants a unit named after them, I want it to be kind of on theme in lore. But you do have to be a channel member for naming rights. So and you just ask what unit you want, and then, or if you want to wait for a lord, that's fine as well. Okay, so I think that's basically it. Is there anything else to do? I don't think so. We've got our unit. We're making money. Our buildings are going to complete. Everything looks fine. We're racing ahead. We're still waiting to see an attack coming from Itza. Maybe diplomacy. Some people were joking in the comments saying like, oh, classic Total War diplomacy. Our one friend declared war on us, and then nobody else wants to trade.
Ready to leave. I can smell you.
But yeah, there's not much we can do there. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. I reckon what we can do, though, is there's pottery here. So once we actually build this place up, we can expand to get the resource. And I think there's dyes down here. So the Blood Swamps is going to expand, Pox Marsh is going to expand. If they expand successfully, we build the resources. Then trading with us will be a lot more lucrative for everyone involved and might encourage others to actually do it. Which would be good. Alright, let's end the turn. Oh, actually, just really quickly. Did Penny gain loyalty? She did. She's up to 4, so that's 1 out of 5. That's good. Alright, interesting. Speaking of Sir Chris Tiliorn, he's actually ranked up right now. I guess just from being passively deployed in the army, training the men.
My mind's worn of mutating.
So he can't level up training any further, but what can we get? Missile strength 2% for all missile units in the hero's army. And then it goes up to 4. So yeah, we'll do that. Powder wet. Harkon's sorcery ensures that even the most sodden black powder will fire. Usually. Alright, some nice bonuses there. So he's got his extra unit. We're 20 out of 20 out of our mines.
As you
Oh,
were.
we've also got the range to get all the way to here, so that's perfect.
My madness
Before
is
I
not
click it, let's just have a look
weakness.
around and see if anything's changed that might inform our strategy. So we're still making money. We've got our buildings doing their things.
Landfolk are
How much infamy do we have? 280. We need 1,000 gold for every technology and 500 infamy that we need to get 2 more of. It is interesting though, is it worth it? We get 1,000 back for it. Spending 2,000 just to get it doesn't really make much sense, but it's nice to just do the objectives, I think. You know, it's kind of like that OCD, I want to get them all before we're done. We do also have a treasure map, which is located over in the Southlands. Is that what that area is called? I think so. Over by Araby, I guess. And actually, kind of where our betrayer is, the followers of Nagash, Harkon the Black. So he's actually just gone to war with Thegan's Errantry, a Bretonnian faction over there. I can assume he's doing well. But he did declare war on us, so we actually have a sort of a CB, a reason for going over there. And now that there's treasure over there to be found, it's also a reason to go digging. So maybe we'll get to that once we're done a little bit here at Lustria. I don't imagine he's going to come across, but it's a stab in the back nevertheless, you know? Alright, do we want to recruit here? I don't think so. We're very low on money, and we want to kind of save it for future, but yeah, we'll just keep pushing. Alright, let's go for Xahutec.
Seaborn death. Lies for the looting.
You can see the beastmen just on the periphery there. Alright, so looks like it'll be a decisive victory. Should we just auto-resolve this? It seems simple enough, although they do have a feral Bastillodon. It might be nice to just jump in, have a little mini battle here. See the units. Yeah, let's do it. Alright, let's go. Alright, we have loaded in. Now, I thought what I could do just here at the beginning of the battle, I've been meaning to actually read a little bit of the lore about different units, just to kind of understand their sort of background, what they're good at, kind of what they're capable of, and things like that. I know that the episodes might be a bit reading heavy with a lot of legendary lords and stuff, but we haven't encountered... I don't think we're going to be encountering one in battle for a while. So I think now's a good time to just quickly check out the animated Hulks and maybe the Mourngulls as well. Alright, let's begin. Alright, so we have animated Hulks. An ogre risen from the dead is amongst the most powerful of minions a necromancer can control, a most terrifying abomination to face in battle. The nomadic brutes sometimes take passage aboard ocean-going vessels on their worldly travels, but most are too dim-witted to understand the risk the ocean poses to them, since their dense bellies and hulking frames make them some of the worst swimmers in existence. Whether an ogre dies by drowning or meets its end by some other means at sea, once its massive waterlogged corpse spends a prolonged period floating in the briny water, it becomes invaluable to seafaring necromancers, attributed to the mysterious effects of Galleon's graveyard, which touches everything that perishes at sea. The reanimation process applied to dead ogres often yields unpredictable results, sometimes amalgamating their huge bodies with ship parts or even spouting limbs and additional heads of hideous sea monsters. My god. Well, that's kind of interesting, actually. So they're ogres. Does that mean they're like ogres from the Ogre Kingdoms, or are they just ogres from some other place? You guys maybe will have to let me know in the comments if you're familiar with Warhammer lore on that one. But that's pretty interesting nevertheless. I never really considered that. Or they're like, they could be like ogre. There's ogre units in the game as well, isn't there? There's also trolls. But looking at them, they kind of look like ogres from the Ogre Kingdoms. Kind of. We'll have to see. Alright, and then very quickly we're going to read about the Mourngulls. Let's check them out. Alright, so we have Mourngulls. Travelers, hunters, and outcasts unlucky enough to get lost and endure slow starvation amongst the killing cold of mountain winters risk exposure to the most insidious effects of the winds of magic. Even the most steadfast men can turn into monstrous shells of themselves known as Mourngulls, insatiable, razor-thin creatures of frostbite, cracked bone who dwell in the high chill barrens, feasting upon all who encounter them. Considered neither living nor dead, it is notoriously difficult to subjugate these ghastly specters, but some who undergo the twisted transformation are forced into enslavement by those with the right necromantic knowledge. When the winds surge and arcane storms scream across the world, powerful binding scrolls can be fashioned to exert control over the walking nightmares, making it possible to create small bands of lesser Mournguls to do one's bidding. Such creatures are less autonomous, but no less ravenous or able to kill. Alright, so that's obviously in reference to the fact that we can have Mourngull haunters out on their own, or we can have these smaller bands of just Mournguls. Pretty cool, nevertheless. Never really considered them to be... I guess it kind of makes sense, neither living nor dead, based on how they look. Because they're sort of meaty and physical. They're not really ethereal, but they're definitely not properly alive. I don't know. Alright, let's... well, we gotta actually deploy ourselves here. Forgot to do that. So, let's go with a nice front line of guns, as we typically do. We want to have a decent angle, so let's get up back on the hill just a little bit further back. We'll pop our cannons just up and above them. Maybe edge them forward just a little bit. Okay, we've got our Sir Chris Stiliorn, our Gunnery White, and he can actually give bonuses to some of these guys. You can only give bonuses to about 3 at a time, or if we bunch them up a bit more, but you don't want to do that, because then they obviously can't fire over each other. We have several melee units, but unfortunately they are fairly under strength still, so I'm going to pop the strongest ones on either side, and then just the weaker ones somewhere in the back / middle. We'll pop Luthor Harkon in the back as well, overseeing his line. Now, we have our animated hulks. I think I'll keep them on the sides as well. Now, we've got one gunnery mob I actually haven't deployed. I'm just thinking... Yeah, it's usually good to leave maybe 1 or 2 back, just so they can fire. Yeah, if something breaches the front line, as it were. And then the Mourngulls. So the Mourngulls are Vanguard deployment, so we'll pop one of them just here, and another one here. Now, I'm just going to do it now, because I keep forgetting to do this. Game settings, default guard mode off. I don't want that on by default. Don't mind guard mode for a lot of units, but a lot of them I want them to keep chasing, obviously, so... Guard mode for the cannons, I think, makes sense. Maybe for the very front line makes sense as well. But for everyone else, you guys can run forward to your heart's content. Now, speaking of running, we have our little scurvy dogs. Itching for the chase. I saw that they had... I can't remember the exact type of skink, but they are missile skinks, so they're no doubt going to be running away from us. We're going to have to bog them down with this unit if we can. And I'm happy enough with the Winds of Magic, even though it is low. Shall we do a little gamble, a little surprise mechanic? Let's see. Let's see what we get. Hey, Ronald is with me yet again, up to 33. So, do we have any spells available with Luthor? We actually don't. Not at the moment with his current personality. His personality switched, and I forgot to look at it. We're going to have to check that out on the campaign again. And then Chris has 2 projectile spells, Cackle Fruit, a magic missile, and then he can also do a bomb throw. Both of them are a 70-meter range. They look to do fairly similar things. They both fire 6 projectiles. This one actually slows the enemy, which is quite interesting. So if we are trying to chase something down, we can throw that on them first. It seems like quite considerable as well. Negative 48% speed. Basically halves their speed, right? Alright, let's go. What do we have here? Cold One Riders running straight towards us. Are they going to be so daring as to literally charge us like that? I think so. Oh god. Oh, we do have a spell. What am I saying? We have Vangeist's Revenge. So we want reload skill and accuracy just once they get in range, which is just about now. Let's send those animated hulks forward, straight into this line, into the, what are they, Saurus Warriors? That'd be good. Where's that Bastillodon? He's in the center, he's coming towards the center. I want everyone firing on that. Get that anti-large in there, the pole arms. Send the dogs forward. The Mourngulls can come out now. Everything looks like it's going pretty well. I think I'm after missing these guys. I wanted to kind of aim at them. They're running forward, but they've sort of moved. Oh, yes. They kind of ran right into it. All right. Good enough. Apparently Chris is blocked right now. Morngulls are here. Get in there, guys. You'll love to see it. Want to get the dogs kind of around here, so they can run into the back of those guys. About to take that Bastiladon down. It's rampaging though. Let's fire one of our missiles onto it. Boom. Alright, the dogs have done their job. Running straight into their backs. Perfect. Nice. This has gone very well. Animated hulks are tearing those guys to shred. They're barely taking any damage. It says they're glass cannon, but I haven't really seen them feel like it yet. See if we can slow down that fat MFer. Told Chris to fire on it with the thing that lowers the speed again. Well, I don't know if he can quite get that range. It's not over. I want to take it down. Let's see. Reload skill and accuracy. Oh, I just don't think he can quite get there in time. Maybe if we fire the big cannons on it as well. It says he's in... It seems like he's in range. Just must be right on the edge. Oh, he's taking the shot. There we go. Oh, he missed. But he gave him the slowdown, actually, I think. Can we fire that other one? No, that's too far. The cannons are hitting him in the butt. He's actually almost down. He just has that spell effect on him waiting to be used. By the way, I know he'll be dead when we finish the battle. I want to... It's personal. Plus, it's fun. Get to zoom in and take some shots at him. Some pot shots. Oh, we got him. Shit, I didn't even see. I was looking at Chris. Oh, kind of sad. The cannons took him out, I think, as well. Chris still has his, like, shot queued up on him. That's weird. Just has the constant glow effect. Well, there you go. GG, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. A pretty decisive victory, as was expected. We only lost 241 in total. Not bad. Now, I noticed in the loading screen, it actually said that, for instance, Luthor got about 100 kills, and that Sir Chris got 0, but obviously would have dealt some damage and gave his buffs. So I guess that it finishes off the rest of the units, because they don't make it out of the town, and then they actually get attributed those kills. I didn't know that. So it kind of skews things a little bit. So I suppose the loading screen is probably the best place to look, to see the exact amount of, you know, how the performance really went for a battle where they're going to die anyway. Alright, GG anyway. Yeah, so this is actually interesting. I think what I want to do here is raise it, because sacking it will give us a nice amount of money, give us some replenishment, although our units are all intact and pretty much fine. But this will actually give us the infamy we need to get our technologies, and it gives us infamy per turn and unit experience per turn for 10 turns. So it seems pretty damn good. We'll celebrate Captain on their dead bodies, so raise the town. And a weapon has been gained, a Fencer's Blade, an enchanted duo of blades, one's long and short. Sorry, one long and one short, give the wielder a dazzling array of skillful moves to parry and deceive an opponent. Alright, 6 melee attack, 6 melee defense. Mission issued, the Riddles of Ronald. So we've got another treasure map to have a look at. Well, that's pretty far away. That's all the way up in Norska. Maybe one day we'll go up there. Alright, great. So that gave us a big windfall of money, which is awesome. And how much infamy do we have now? Yeah, we've got over 500. So now we can change one of our technologies to one within firepower, and then just continue getting salvage crews later. So they all only take one turn. It just costs 1,000 gold and 500 infamy. So black powder oxides, missile strength, 15% for zombie pirate gunnery mob, deck droppers, and rotting Prometheans gunnery mob units. Yeah, so let's get this one, right? I've had a brief look through these, but I think that's the first one I want to go with. Get extra range and things like that seems pretty good. But yeah, we'll go with black powder oxides. Now, does that take the money out? It does. It takes the money right out of the treasury, and it puts us all the way back down to spot 13. That's okay, though. So, how are we doing? And now we can go into encampment stance, so we can get that extra replenishment. We do have that replenishment buff, 20%. So, even though out here, I guess it's really, really small. But instead of going to the Temple of Tlencon, which is gone now, we're going to head south to Xahutec and hopefully just take their last settlement. Maybe we could even then bring forward Penny Wake. If she... Yeah, they can maybe link up together. What we'll do is we'll start to move and come in and start raiding our way down and see how everything's going. So how many turns left? 2 turns left for both of these towns to expand. That's the Pox Marsh and Blood Swamp. So the Awakening we haven't expanded yet. We need a lot more gold to do that. And we're going to have to build up that surplus again. So it's going to take 7 more turns until the next surplus. It'll probably speed up once we get the other 2. And then we need about 5,000 gold. And then we actually are able to make mortars, which is cool. So we'll get some better, stronger cannons. Alright, so I'm feeling pretty good now, you know. I think 18 turns in, I'm not so scared anymore. Because at the beginning, I don't know, it was just a real big worry that we could get turned on by a lot of factions all at once. But I think we played it pretty well, divide and conquer, taking our opportunities, not rushing anything too crazy. But now we finally got some technologies in place that it's going to really make the difference for our units, make them a lot stronger than they normally would be. Like the missile strength of these guys is already up by quite a lot more than it would be by default. 15 is the default, and then we're adding a bit more on top, getting 5 more, and then we're going to add even more. So pretty happy with that. Alright, I don't think there's anything else going on. Let's just check. Anything else that's happening? Nope, not really. And then we have our various quests and stuff, which we'll look at a bit later. Alright, let's go. Oh yeah, we ended the turn. So, hey, look at that. 2 for 2. 2 turns, 2 loyalty points. We've got 3 more turns of that because of our right. So that's worked out quite well for us. Alright, nice. That actually makes her army cheaper as well. So we actually kind of make money having her be loyal. So it's all good. Alright, technology research, the black powder oxide is giving us our 15% missile strength for various number of units. Now I noticed it just said it there at the very end of the turn that the beastmen roamed by here and they went into something called a hidden encampment. I've never seen that before. We never lost any units actually, so we can just continue to progress. Get to about here and start raiding.
The dead walk.
Although we're not going to get any more replenishment, which is a bit of a concern.
For me.
Oh my god, what the hell? 1,000 gold for raiding. 1,000 gold? Is that just because this place makes like an insane amount of money or something? Do we get to see that? Southern Great Jungle. Itz's territories are making quite a lot. Yeah, what province is this part of? This is part of the Northern Great Jungle. Well, it's not making anything now because we're raiding it, but goddamn, 1,000 gold. That's insane. Wow. Alright, yeah, let's get some units. And then we can run up and meet up with you. We'll stay where we are right now, though. Again, it's lizardmen, so I guess we want to be getting some anti-large. Yeah, let's just go all anti-large. Come in with that. That's a really great supplemental force that can help us out big time. No more news, really, from... It looks like the High Elves and Dark Elves are in a bit of a standoff. Amanar's attack is still kind of raging on that coastal settlement. We have a a High Elf under Techless army up here, next to Poxmarsh. A bit of a concern, but next turn this will be, the garrison will get even stronger, which I guess is good.
By the White Tower.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else going on. Alright, let's end the turn. Oh, we have another research. Oh, actually, do I have the Infamy to get more? No, but raiding... while we're raiding, we actually gain Infamy, 50 per turn, and we have the thing giving us 50 per turn anyway. I don't know if it's up here or not. But because we raised that settlement, it said it would be active for 10 turns. So we're going to gain 100 a turn. So even in just a few turns, we'll get that other technology. We'll have enough to get that other technology. That will complete all of our chapter objectives, and then we'll move to the chapter once we take this town. Now, it is a walled settlement. You can notice that by the crenellated sort of text. We'll have to see if there's an army in there. Salmi Ak, who ran back has gone back out there, presumably to recruit, so we could end up fighting a fairly big battle. We'll have to see. Alright, let's end the turn. Ambusher discovered Dwok. Now that is the Beastman. He just, right at the end of the turn, just came out of that stance and ran forward. And we can see him now. Now, they're neutral to us, but the interesting thing here... Well, actually, the interesting thing is we seem to be sharing the spoils now. But, moreover, what I'm thinking is that they might come out and attack them first. Maybe. If they run ahead of me. I'll keep going ahead. Oh, there we go. Oh, wow, they've got nothing. They didn't recruit anything at all? Oh man, maybe they've just kind of collapsed. Or they fought another battle or something. But we do have this little skink chief sort of shadowing the armies as well. And we've leveled up. So who's leveled up? Trait gained by Penny Wake. So, she's become a builder. Build upon the bones and remnants of your fallen enemies. Which gives her income from all buildings 3% and a reduction of construction by 3%. And I guess she gets this for being... present in regions during... Yeah, she's been... sorry, it says it there. So the reason that she got this is she was present in regions during construction. I love those things. They were introduced around the time that the Vampire Coast came out. Those sort of context-sensitive traits, which I think they're such a great addition. Back in the old Total War days, Rome 1, when you put a general in a town for a while, they kind of became a governor. Or if the town had an academy, they became well-learned and things like that. So... those kind of context things, I absolutely love them. It just makes... it reflects your characters based on what they've done. You know, she has been... her trait anyway has been boosting income in this place, and now she's boosting it further. She's becoming a better builder. She's after overseeing the projects of the Blood Swamps expansion and the Pox Marsh expansion. You know, it's so cool. And she didn't get her loyalty bonus this time. So we went up by 2. Out of the 5 turns she's been gaining, 1 of them she hasn't. So that's still pretty good so far. So she's got her extra units as well. Now, we can actually build the resource buildings out here now. So, we have the Pigment Grinder's shop. Sorry, Blood Swamps is down this way. And that's going to give us 10 dyes produced. Construction costs even further reduced in the entire province. And recruitment costs reduced. So that seems like a pretty good one to get. 736 gold. Not bad at all. What's our infamy? 217, okay. Yeah, let's go with that. And then out here, we can get the clay pit. So the clay pit, again, we're going to make 10 of pottery. Construction costs, again, -10. And recruitment costs, -10. So they do the same thing. That's a bit weird, isn't it? And do they only have 1 level, do they? Yeah, they've only got 1 level. Okay, I'll take it. You know, -20% to construction costs and -20% to recruitment costs. Pretty damn good. Shaving off a 5th. Adds up over time. Now, rank gained for Luthor, he's now level 7. And Chris, Sir Chris is leveled up as well. So Ghost Fleet, increased replenishment yet again, which I think I'll take. Oh yeah, weirdly, he's only got 1 point. I hope that's not bugged or something, because you're supposed to get 2, aren't you? But maybe it just changes every now and then. I don't know. Because he's ranked 7, but we haven't had 14 points. Either way, I'll take the Ghost Fleet one. Now, let's see how many Chris got. Chris got 2. So we can get training yet again. So now we go from 50 per turn to 100 per turn experience. And we could finish off getting the powder wet. So now we go from 4% to 8% missile strength. So we're really stacking benefits for missile strength in the army. Obviously, that's kind of what we have to do with that technology as well. Now these guys should be pretty damn good, right? We went from base of 15 to 20, and now we're up to 23. Pretty good. I actually thought it would have been a little bit more, but still. More is more. Making 800 gold from this raiding, so we'll just stay put. There's nothing really to do there. Units have been recruited. What we can start doing, though, is moving Penny Wake forward.
The crew are restless.
She's strong enough now that I don't see any of the Itza armies. Bit worried about them. But she can obviously take these 2 lords if they come out, so I'm not worried about them. So we'll start moving forward. Actually, hang on. Can we still go into... should we force march? I don't know if it's worth... yeah, let's just get that extra bit of distance on them. Alright, there we go. Alright, anything else to do? Doesn't look like it. High Elves have abandoned their settlements. There's still a bit of a standoff going on down there. High Elves up here are kind of circling around, maybe gonna colonize that settlement. If they do, I'm going to wage war on them probably. It'd be perfect. Actually, I could have maybe sent her straight across here. But we'll wait. You know, we've already got 2 enemies. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. We've got 3 enemies, really, if you count the ones across the ocean. Alright, let's end the turn.
Let's see. If the Aesir can dodge bullets...
Have they heard me? They have. They've heard me talking about them. The glittering host will pound your people into dust. War is upon you. Then so be it. But you're at war with the high elves still. Why? Or dark elves. Why do this? Why do this? Oh, is that the case that you hate me so much that you'd rather see me at all in any way weakened? You'd rather die just to see that? That's an old Fitz-Thistlewitz joke. Alright, a picaroon approaches. Ah, Captain. This one claims he can point us in the direction of some items of interest for a modest fee, of course. Oh, what a shame. It says if we spent 2,500, we could get Infamy 500, thus getting our next technology. That sucks. I can't do anything while the screen is on, because I'd just cancel a building or something. You know, I'd just stop one of those resource buildings for a moment. We'd have the money then. And I'd love to do that. I'd spend that money easily. And we'd gain 100 unit experience per turn and range. God damn it. Oh, you're killing me. Oh well, there's nothing we can do. Dance the hempen jig. So, this is a bit awkward. The Beastmen have actually laid siege to Xahutec, which in some ways is good. Kind of. I obviously would have liked to be the one that raised it, get the money, get the fame, etc. But now that we've opened up a war with the High Elves, we could just rush straight across, head back, start dealing with them. In fact, we'll start going with Penny Wake right now, I think. Why not? So by default, she can just about make it. I guess we'll just head down to here at the crossing point and get ready to cross over. I wonder, is she strong enough to take out what's at this coastline? Fuming Serpent. Probably not on her own completely, because it's a very limited army. Don't know where those High Elves to the north have gone. And then obviously we have to work on... Well, we still could go south to deal with the Itza Lizardmen, which have 3 settlements that we know of. Yeah, those Beastmen really put a spanner in the work. Now, they might actually be really weak after this battle, and we could spring a trap on them. Take another opportunistic gander at them. So what I'll do is we'll just go into regular stance. Can't get back to our territory. We're not gaining anything from raiding anymore, so we might as well just force march. Get right on the edge of our territory there. Yes, so that's going to give us the replenishment we need to pretty much get back to full strength. We'll pop Penny back down into the blood swamps. Lowers upkeep and stuff, so that's good. And we'll just get ready to go across. We can at the very least get over there and start raiding if she's not going to be the one to actually attack things. Quite weird that they've waged war on me, though. And I was meant to say that the Fitz-Thistlewitz joke is something like, you know, it's a Shogun 2 review that he did many, many years ago, 6 or 7 years ago, I think now. And he was commenting on the fact that the AI were prioritizing him, even though they stood absolutely no chance. You know, they refused to give in to any of his demands. They had like 1 settlement left, and he's like, "Do you hate me so much that you'd rather die and just see me weakened?" It's really good. I can't do it justice, but you should check that video out. It's Shogun 2 review from Fitz-Thistlewitz. It's 3 minutes long. It's kind of like a joke review. Alright, anyways, but I always think of that when you get these situations where it's like, really, you'd rather just me be weakened and die? Yeah, that's the reason that you're doing this? Just to hurt me? You hate me so much? Always comes to mind. Anyways, right, so we'll just have to end the turn. We're kind of spamming these turns a bit. But next turn, I'm looking forward to getting these 2 resource deposits finished. Recruitment becomes a lot cheaper. We're building up a little bit of a bank, and we can use that then hopefully to negotiate from a point of leverage. Maybe Count Noctilus will actually give in and begin trading with us. Alright, let's end the turn. Alrighty, so some interesting developments generally, but 2 wars have been declared, both by the Huntsmarshal's expedition, somewhere obviously in the north of this jungle, And he's waged war on Spirit of the Jungle and Defenders of the Great Plan. Both Lizardmen factions, no idea where they are. Never heard of them. Sound awesome though. Just general faction names. But, speaking of Lizardmen, we do have Itza pushing out towards us now. Now, presumably... Yeah, they're not actually at war with the Beastmen, but they are at war with us. So they're heading towards us, and he's got a full stack army here. But I'm thinking we just fall back a bit, work on the High Elves, and then come back if they want to come in, because they're going to be taking attrition as they push into our territories. So I'm happy just to lure them in. I think that's fine. They already seem to have taken a little bit of damage. What have you got? Gore Rock? Oh, he's a legendary lord. Oh, we'll have to read about him. Maybe before we encounter him in battle, that'd be kind of cool. Blessed Sora, Skink Cohort, and then Skink Skirmishers. Alright. So what we'll do... Oops. A little bit of lag. Still no colonization there. Teclis is still further down south. Alright, so we'll just hop across and we'll begin raiding. Just raid somewhere like here. Just don't want to block myself from getting across.
Vampire of the waves.
Alright, Penny, get to work. Now, if you could take that settlement, it'd be awesome, because she gains loyalty on setting up pirate coves. And I think that's what I do here. Set up a pirate cove. It's a bit tricky because it's like, I want to set up pirate coves, but I also kind of want to own some of these coastal settlements and have a nice secure base here, and maybe just go out and secure, like, create pirate coves elsewhere, and then always come back to the vampire coast, as it were, to be like, yeah, this is where we're safe. We don't have to worry about attacks from behind or something. So I'm a bit divided on that.
I have sailed the
Does seem like
world.
you'll need more than 3 towns anyway, though. But anyway, let's begin raiding. See what we get. Look at that. That gold is really, really good.
King of the Vampire Coast.
Ah, the other thing we could do, I'm sure many people have just thought of it, is ambush. We could lie in wait and spring a trap on them that way.
As you were.
That's just, so what's the ambush chance? 80% chance success. Now what do you need? I think you need 25% to be able to do it.
Keep up now.
So we're still replenishing like crazy. Not stupid. Ambush. Conceal this army. 25%. 5 melee attack during ambush. Sure. Why not?
As the dead.
Still no surrender from these guys. They've got 9 turns to give in on that to that Beastmen tribe. And the Beastmen are just going to raise the place, aren't they? I suppose what we could also do is colonize some of these inner cities. And then go out and set up the pirate coves on the coasts. Alright, let's end the turn. I don't think there's anything else to do. We've gotten our 2 constructions complete. Both of our resource things. Actually, yeah, so let's talk with Noctilus.
In the business of this
I'm liking the look at this now. Moderate success chance. Come on, a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of money. 540. How about that? You're insane, dude. I am going to butter him up, though, just a little bit. We're going to give him a small gift of 802. Just get him on our side a little bit more.
As my power ascends.
There you go, right? He's going to love that. Gifts given 10, and then it'll improve over time. To 4. To +4. Great. But maybe, you know, just getting that little bit positive, it'll encourage him to give us the trade deal that we need. That we want. Alright, let's end the turn. Actually, just before we do, sorry. She's level 3. We need to be level 5 to assign her an office. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. Alright.
My cutlass has felled many dark elves and can easily kill one more.
Alright, lock here, Fellheart. Non-aggression? I don't think so. Alright, loyalty. Loyalty level low. One of your admirals has been secretly recruiting crew members and collecting supplies. Their loyalty to the fleet is questionable. They may be planning to break away or take over. Oh, she's fallen back down to 4. So I guess we got the kind of minimum, in a way, that we could have got. We only got 2 loyalty with her when she was doing her thing. Right, so Gorok is on the way. He's taking attrition as we predicted.
Undead pirates!
Now, I'm not too sure what happens if we were to lie in wait and ambush next to our settlement. If he attacks the settlement, do we then get to come in? Because I have a feeling that if we're in the settlement, he's not going to want to attack it. Especially if he gets weaker. I'm thinking that would work, so I'm hoping it does. So that's what I'm going to do. We're just going to sit on the edge somewhere like here. Just need to make sure we're good enough. There we go. 80% ambush success success chance. The Beastmen are still attacking the cult of Xahutec. They're not out yet. I will just go into ambush yet again. So we're sort of hidden. We're definitely in range of the town. Well, I say that actually. Maybe no, we are. We are.
Vampire of the waves.
And then Penny Wake is almost like a bit of a lure. Now, it is pretty tempting to siege this and see if we could just wait. Oh, they've actually just leveled up. They've got a few extra units in there. Illyrian Reaver Archers. Our army's just not going to be strong enough on its own. Luther's would be with the monstrous units we have, but her on her own, no way. I don't think so. But we'll just keep her raiding. 586 gold, you know, that's pretty damn good for just sitting there. And she's leveling up and everything all at the same time. There's nothing else for us to build. We're really just waiting on earning back some gold now to kind of get up to level 3 and build this building. We've reduced the cost heavily now. This used to be nearly 5 grand. Now it's only 3.5, so that's really, really good with these extra bonuses we've gotten. So I'm pretty happy about that. Bury them in lead. What was this one? Eliminate a lord belonging to any of the following enemies of the Dread Fleet. Calidor, Bordalo, and Carcassonne. Now, we're almost up to 500 infamy again, which means we can get the final technology, and we just need to sack or raise one more settlement, and then we'll get this chapter done with, which I'd love to do by the end of this episode. I don't know. With this armor, we kind of need to bait them in. Then we're free to go to the Fuming Serpent and just smash it. Alright, let's end the turn. Oh my. Faction destroyed the Jagged Horn tribe. They didn't win?
Pathetic elves with petty concerns.
Huh. That changes things significantly. We need to run forward and put them down. Teclis is now moving in towards the Blood Swamps. Gorok is actually moved back. Very weirdly. So, we're going to rush. We're going to force march our way towards Zlanhuapek. We need to be able to take that before they can raise an army. Ah, they're raising an army right now. How did that happen? I can't believe that. Because the problem is our enemies will just start multiplying.
The crew are restless.
Right, she's after leveling up, which is decent. Let's see. Campaign movement range and recruitment cost reductions. Let's get that. Drowned Dead could be improved. Or can we do this more? Yeah, I think I need the movement range just to get her. She needs to be able to get around. I think I said that before. It's true. Alright, we're going to stop the raiding for now. We'll move forward. Now, what have you got, Teclis? No. Only 5 units.
Admiral of the fleet.
Again, we could try another ambush right at the front of the town, so at least maybe he'll be encouraged to go there, or if he tries to cross, we'll catch him. Alright, so she's in ambush waiting to do that.
My madness is not weak.
Luther's running off to this town. Now, they're not actually recruiting. They're garrisoned. So it's just a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, plus this garrison, which might be slightly under strength from that battle, I guess, maybe, but they're going to replenish very fast if we don't get on there and lock them down. Yeah, it's a bit of an annoying development, really. Never imagined in my wildest dreams that the Beastmen would have been defeated there. We've got our population surplus, but now we just need our money to be able to get this done. Now, Infamy is good enough that we can actually get the next technology. So let's go with, I think it was the range one I thought was probably a good idea. So this one, range 25% for zombie pirate gunnery mob and deck droppers. So 25% range is pretty significant, so I'm going to go with that. Master Gunner. An expert in his field, able to keep his head under pressure and with a dead-eye stare. Alright, let's end the turn. I don't think there's anything else we need to do. We could quickly again just check out the Dread Fleet, see do you want to trade yet?
I'll always find profit in a senseless
nope.
request.
I don't really want to give him any more money. So let's just end the turn. Alright, looks like our ambush has paid off successfully. and it's going to be a decisive victory. Now, it is techless, it is a legendary lord. I feel like we should read his lore, and then maybe we could just quickly jump into that battle and watch him die. And it also looks like, yes, the garrison indeed has come along to help me out here. So, let's just quickly have a look at techless, have a read, and see what's led him to this position. Alrighty, we have the Order of Lore Masters under techless. Quote, with moonstaff and sword, I am master of magic and shaper of fates. Destiny beckons and I must heed the call. End quote. The High Elves, or Azur as they call themselves, are among the oldest civilizations in the world. Possibly only the jungle-dwelling lizardmen can lay claim to a longer existence. Although mortal, elves lead incredibly long lives, so long in fact that the spans allotted to man seem to be as fleeting as those of mayflies. From their island fortress paradise of Ultuan near the center of the world, the High Elves, although aloof and arrogant in their manner, have generally walked the path of order, using their longevity to become warriors without peer and mages without equal. As descendants of Anarion, the first Phoenix King, the twin brothers Tyrion and Teclis were marked for greatness from the moment they were born, like all of his line. Whereas Tyrion is renowned for his martial excellence, Teclis, who could not hope to match his brother's physical prowess, instead became a magic user of no small note, widely considered to be the most powerful sorcerer of the age and one of the greatest ever to walk the world. There are few, if any, capable of defeating him in a duel, not even the vengeance-obsessed Dark Elf Witch King Malekith. Unlike his brother, who considers the defense of the High Elf Kingdom of Ultuan his chief duty, Teclis has a care for the whole world, and sees it as his duty to prevent it falling into the hands of the ruinous powers. It is this generosity of spirit that has seen the High Elves allied with such disparate races as the Men of the Empire and the Lizardmen of Lustria, impacting the former to the extent that the Empire's fabled colleges of magic would never have existed if it wasn't for Teclis' wise counsel and tuition in magical matters. Such is his renown. Teclis, the lore master of Hoeth and warden of the White Tower, casts a shadow so lengthy that his influence will be felt right across the world long after his death. Alright, so that is Teclis. How unusual it seems that he's leading such a small party through the jungle like this, and for such a powerful wizard, that we were able to fool him and trick him with an ambush like this. Such unfitting circumstances for his early demise. Let's begin. Alrighty, so the interesting thing here is that our allies, our reinforcement army, which actually is made up of 1,313 troops, are coming in from off-map. And of course, we're a fairly slow faction, so they're going to take a while to get here. Now Teclis is just casually marching from point A to point B, leading his army back past the volcano, past that little island that we were on. I can't remember the name of the town that he's obviously heading to, but he's heard reports of raiding, and he's on his way to the straits to cross over. So I guess he's not suspecting this. Right, so ultimately, there's not much we can really do other than just start firing on him and rush out towards him. Now the units... Oh yeah, I should really pop this on, shouldn't I? Hide foliage. I'm just trying to think, what has he got? So, for instance, the spearmen and the swordsmen of Hoeth can really actually tear us apart pretty significantly. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do. Alright, we're going to line up here. We're going to get the deckhands mob with pole arms right in front of them. So as they run down this hill, hopefully the gunners can stay on the hill and aim. And then the melee units are just going to come out of the forest. And then we've got Penny Wake, who I guess can oversee the battle from up here. Actually, no, get down there with these guys. We want these ones to be the ones engaged. And of course we have our wind spell, the Norse Roar, that we can throw down on them as well. Alright, let's go. Sorry, that was the magic. We'll begin now.
Don't stop.
They went the complete wrong way for some reason. Flock of Doom has gone down on us. That's a hell of an opening to a battle. Just an immediate thing like that. Now, we can actually spawn units on them, trap them down, lock them down. Now we can pull that ourselves if we want. They're only just slightly in range now. You just gotta keep moving forward. Man, see them run back and forth. The panic. They're like, oh god, where do we go? Now, what I think I'd like to do to actually... Yeah, let's just move up a little bit more with the gunners. The bats should be here in a second. They're on their way. Taking a while, though. It's just this like little pocket of unit, this one unit here, the Swordsmen of Hoeth. They're quite powerful. I want to fire into the backs of them. Oh, sorry, they're spearmen. My bad. The Swordsmen are over here. There's only 53 of them left. How's their lord doing? Melee attack and speed. Let's give the buff there. Let's see if we can break their morale just by running into their backs. Now I know that if we did an auto-resolve we would have taken far less casualties here, but where's the fun in that? We've got to be fighting the legendary lords ourselves. Got to do it. I am tempted to run this way and get these guys to fire in on him. We do have the handgunners on their way up as well. They've got like nice range. They could probably aim from there if they make it. Teclis is after missing us with his amazing spells. We are shooting a lot of our own guys. That's kind of the point. We'll just move this way. He's about to break. We'll start telling everyone else to fire in on him. Tell these guys just to heal, just in case something goes wrong. Death by firing squad. That's what I'm looking for here. Absolutely destroyed. Now the swordsmen are still holding out. Kind of legendary, actually, if I'll be honest. It's kind of cool. We're firing down from above. You can barely see them in there in just that little pile.
The battle is lost.
Alright, there we go. So we saw Teclis go down. We can finish off this unit as well, no doubt. And there's nothing else left. They just have nowhere to go. Oh, poor bastards. If we run this way, we could probably shoot them and just finish them. Just speed it up. Hope people don't mind this kind of thing. This is the stuff I enjoy in the game almost the most.
We are broken.
The flyers are still shooting down on them as well. Look at them, just in a tiny pile there. I still feel like those 43 could probably take the whole army because they're so skilled. Yeah, they don't really have anywhere to go. They're down to just 40 now. Just want to make sure that they're not left on the map. I don't think they will be, considering Teclis is gone. We can also give our guys a heal. They're 71. Does that resurrect combatants as well? I think it does, right? Yes. College has failed us. I know the feeling. Alright, off they go. Escaping into the forests. Tail between their legs. GG. Alright, so there you go. Deployed 3,200 against a remarkable 300. And those 300, my god, they put up a fight. I mean, they killed 500, but one unit, the Swordmasters of Hoeth there, with 294 kills, 36,000 damage dealt. And no doubt they're the guys that cut my unit down, the Zombie Pirate Deckhands mob. You can almost imagine seeing a sort of a CGI trailer of that just happening. You know, walking through the forest, being led by Teclis, suddenly the undead are pouring out from all different directions, and the Swordmasters just holding their ground, chopping bodies left, right, and center. Pretty cool. Now, we could assimilate and take on those extra replenishment, which might be nice, or we could just take the money, 600 gold. Or we could actually spend some infamy in order to gain back a little bit of loyalty, and Penny Wake is sort of desperate for loyalty, and we'll get experience with their army. I'm kind of tempted to do that. It's only 50 infamy as well. Yeah, let's do that. I'll take the loyalty. Money is always nice, but I'll take the loyalty. I don't know when we're going to be able to set up pirate coves for a while. Alright, so armor was gained during that battle. For Penny Wake, the Dragon Helm. An ornate helm fashioned in the style of a dragon's scales, allowing the wearer to shrug off burning flame and bolts of fire. So armor 5, fire resistance 12%. Trait gained, Ruin Unrestrained. With Teclis defeated, who will drive back the forces of chaos from the world? We defeated Teclis, that gives us a cooldown to spells of 10%, and Winds of Magic Power Reserve is always going to be 20 now for Penny Wake's army, so that's pretty damn good. A Wah has occurred at Zufbar. The Black Orc known as Grimgor Ironhide has made a call to Wah. The whole world quakes as the great green tide of orcs and goblins surges towards its ill-fated victims. A follower has been gained, a Master Gunner.
Lord of the seas and night.
25% range for Zombie Pirate Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mob and Deck Droppers. Could pop that in Luthor's army, actually. Technology researched, 10% range for all characters. Grants the Master Gunner. Oh, I see. So it gave us the Master Gunner that we can now... Oh, I see. All right, that's pretty cool. So everyone gets that 10% range, but we can add that actually onto an army. I see. I was wondering why in the text screen it was sort of broken up into two separate... Do you see what I mean? Like, it says Master Gunner, but then it says Details, Master Gunner. And I was like, why is that happening? But it's because it actually gives you an item that is Master Gunner to use. Or a follower. So for instance, in here, in the follower section, we'll just go Master Gunner, 25% for Zombie Pirate Gunnery Mob, etc. So that we get increased range even more now. So, interestingly, that army survives.
I cannot rewrite reality.
Larithriel. Oh, that's a hard one to say. And the remaining units, obviously taking attrition, probably no doubt rushing to get back to Fuming Serpent. Gorok has actually jumped into the water. A smart thing to do, actually, when you're taking attrition. Get in the water and go around that way. So the Blood Swamps is now vulnerable. Harkon can run back and reinforce it. We have another army pushing towards us here. And Tehenawan has actually resurfaced and reappeared at the Cult of Xahutec, licking his wounds. He's back on the field. So we'll have to decide how we're going to approach this. But unfortunately, we are out of time for this battle. So we sort of have 3 different enemies now, all on our borders, all encroaching. The world is our oyster, no pun intended, of where we want to go and who we want to take out. But ultimately, we got to take something so we can actually forward our objectives. Because now we've done all the bonuses, and if we get this reward, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7,000 gold. So we'll be able to just field whatever we want and deal with a lot of problems here. So it's all to play for, I guess, for the next episode. So just want to say again, thank you guys very much for all the support in the previous 2. I know this one was a bit of maybe of a slower one. We had these kind of 2 very, very small battles that we didn't really need to fight. But I just wanted to jump in, get more familiar with the units. It's all a bit of a practice for me as well, kind of getting more familiar with the units that I'm using so we can employ these tactics when we come across these proper armies later on. But yes, the next episode will be Tuesday, and as well as that, you can join my Discord, discord.gg/ROP, if you want to get notified about when these things go live. You can opt in to get notified. As well, of course, subscribe, hit the bell, you'll get notified that way. But Discord's a nice way to target you if you want to, if you just want to hit that emoji and it tells you that you'll be notified then for the videos specifically. Alright, that's going to be all the shameless plugging I can do. Thanks again for all the support, and I'll see you in the next one.